sort of like the hole that's going to be left in the Great Court. You just left us a hole to like ponder. I'd like to hear what you have to say about this, Ryan. And then can I follow after you, because I love to.
Yeah, sorry, I just had trouble hearing and understanding what the question was. Yeah, please. Yeah. Yeah, definitely. Like, this has been a great initiative for Fiona and chasing it up, and Fiona Nichols as well, for putting this together. I haven't really seen much like it in Brisbane, and it's interesting to see people having a look at the work and having interesting interpretations of what it means and what's actually happening.
I suppose I agree, yes. But I also kind of think, and one of the things that felt yesterday and maybe today as well, there's a bit of a backstory, because there always is, to this kind of thing happening. And I think that there's art, like, here is Ryan's amazing piece of art, and there's all the stories that kind of lead to that moment. And I think that, yes, art can create that space. Kind of we can think about, like, now the sculpture's there, now we kind of like go on and have different kinds of thoughts and conversations. But I also think there are a lot of opportunities in the production of art and in the, shall we say, funding of art and so on, for relationships to be negotiated in ways that are appropriate to the place. I think that focusing only on that kind of end point of art sometimes, like, yes, there's so much that can happen as a result of the art piece being there, but I also think we miss a lot of opportunities to think critically as well as about possibilities in terms of collaborative art practice, in terms of thinking about who speaks when and where and with which funding, in terms of what kind of art might be appropriate and all those sorts of things. So I think art can create that kind of diplomatic and interactive and collaborative and the opportunities to express solidarity up to that point of the sort of production or staging of that piece.
Hello. Thank you very much. My question is for Ryan, because there's been like a cyclone of rumours and whispers this morning in the lecture theatre that you actually have some leftover stickers that you might have for sale today. And I was wondering if you can confirm or deny that, and if you confirm, let us know how you confirm it.
Yeah, I got stickers. Yeah, rolls. And just talk to me, I suppose. Yeah.
I was just going to also give an answer to Katrina, is it? Yeah, it's just partly because I didn't finish the paper, and part of that was going to lead on to talking about Fiona's work with Vex, and the fact that it's based on, in some ways, a literary piece by Germaine Greer on anger, which looks at, the impact of the sexual and physical violation of Aboriginal women on Aboriginal women, but also Aboriginal men in terms of situations of violence and suicide. And I guess the role of art in that sense is that Fiona is able to kind of dole out those historical facts as well as perspectives, but it's kind of also creating a space which is ambiguous and which does, you know, depend on the interaction with a viewer. And that, in a sense, an artwork is always calibrating and being recalibrated through that interaction. So, and I think that's where its power lies. Otherwise, I guess the challenge is to try and, would someone who thinks that Aboriginal people should get over it make the effort to see this kind of work by Fiona and other people? Possibly not, but then I also think that art, like life, works in mysterious ways, and you can't necessarily put your finger on that pulse.
Is there a final question?
My name's Ali, I'm from Adelaide. I just wanted to clarify with Maurice in particular, just in relation to David Michael. Maybe I heard it not correctly at the beginning, but I don't see him as a simulation kind of figure. I see him as an incredibly creative person. He had his whole life appropriated in many ways by the coloniser. And in a sense, he understood that a lot of what he understood was never going to be understood. So I remember reading something about his writing around Aboriginal telepathy, where Aboriginal people communicate with each other, but he didn't expect that non-Indigenous people would ever understand that. And I feel, so I guess I just wanted to kind of make that point as a South Australian, not as a Aboriginal person, but as someone who's grown up with the importance of him. And the fact that he's only lived dominant is secondary to that, maybe, for us. But yeah, thanks.
Thanks for that. I guess I was making the point that the way his legacy could be seen as assimilationist, in the sense that it's sort of recognising his invention of the shearer, the mechanical shearer, and his connection with the mission. So it sort of only focuses on two elements of his life. And I guess I was looking at ways in which, so I guess I'm not saying that he was a product of assimilation, but that the way his legacy is pictured on the note could be seen as assimilationist.
Yeah, when people ask me about the notes on that, and why I took Uncle David Unicorn off, it's like what Maurice was echoing, is I think his legacy has been misrepresented. His talents and achievements and intelligence were belittled in his time and lifetime. His writings were often published in other people's names, not by his choice. And so looking at this, and so I had to come off, especially because my artwork had my own opinions and angle. When I was talking about how there was militaristic sort of ideas with cash economy. So I wanted to represent Aboriginal people that showed a definite militaristic edge that was not able to be misrepresented. So by using the $50 note with Pemulwuy, as someone who's so ardently and obviously against British occupation, that there couldn't be any argument about the point I was trying to make. And also, I think the note, to me, just my interpretation, David's note, they've taken writings from his journal that he didn't publish, his personal journal. So he wasn't writing for public record, in which he's referring to himself in themes of the time, as full blood. And then there's like the mission scene and stuff. So it's like these sort of these wide terms now that we're sort of struggling against. So that's sort of why I replaced Cordeo.
Thank you very much to everybody on our panel. I think we have to break for lunch. Thank you very much.